The IKS Amar was, well, not a great ship. Wave 23 as a whole was, well, bad. Um, Welcome back to the Shipyard. I'm David Montgomery. And, yeah, Katingas as a whole suffer from a problem of not really fitting in. They're not a Burrell, they're not a Cavort, they're not a D7. They're just kind of annoying. Uh, I like the named ability on this ship, though. When attacking, if you do not hit the defending ship, place an evade token beside your ship. I'm not sure it has any place on a Klingon ship, right? Klingons are all about offense, about today is a good day to die, hit the opponent. However, if you're going up against a very defensive fleet, you might actually run into this and you might fire your 4 dice and not hit. In order to maximize this as an ability, you actually want to have high captain skill and then have defensive upgrades. And those two don't really tend to go together. You see a lot of defensive captains, especially on Klingons, are mid-skill, right? I'm thinking about Old Core, who is skill 6. Um, there's just not a lot that really help you out. Even Lursa, somebody who sensor echoes, maybe it's Baitor, either way, is skill 4. And bump it up, you can get to 7, but that's where you stop. You get outgunned in the captain skill department, and that hurts. Now, I think there's a place for this in certain missions. That makes it tricky, though. Anyway, the one nice thing about the Amar and Katingas in general are that they do get a rear 90 arc, so that is something for torpedoes, and you can work with that. They do suffer a bit in maneuverability, though. 2 turns are white, which is nice. 3 are red. They get the come about. It's red, but that's okay. This is a Klingon maneuver dial. I think every Klingon ship has this maneuver dial, and that's fine. Yeah, don't ask me why the generic goes from double crew double weapon to single crew double weapon. Most times I only want one weapon, if any. But yeah, that's the generic. Our captain is Barak, skill 3. Because skill 3 is what you need on the Amar. When attacking with photon torpedoes, you may discard the photon torpedoes to gain +1 attack die for that attack. With new photon torpedoes, the ones in the Klingon card pack, the Raptor card pack, this is potentially a good idea, a potentially usable card. However, why in the world does Barak cost 2 points? Why? Skill 3, 1 point, might be playable. Skill 3, 2 points? Photon torpedoes. They work time tokens. You get a battle station to crit convert. You can fire from forward or rear arcs. You get 5 dice. That's nice. But they cost you 5 points. So I'm going to move on. Standby torpedoes. This I actually don't hate. You may disable this card instead of spending your target lock when attacking with photon torpedoes. No ship can have more than 1. Okay. There's a way to utilize this. This is, the Enterprise E ability, just with a disable instead of an aux power. Now, I think I'd prefer the E, but that's limited to 1 ship. Standby torpedoes at least let you put this on anything. I think there's some place for this. I'm not entirely sure what the full effect of that place is, but you know what? Maybe it's on some lower attack valued ships, right? Because those are the ones you want to put photon torpedoes on anyways. And then yes, you get to keep the target lock to re-roll your dice. You still have to have the target lock, but yeah, I can see this. I still don't know that it's worth the 3 points, but I don't hate it. Also, it takes up a weapon slot, which is problematic at times. Klingon Helmsman is a crew. It's an action discard to immediately perform a 1 or 2 come about. It's a red, so that's that. And it costs +5 for any non-Klingon ship and cannot be deployed to a ship that does not have a come about on its maneuver dial. Okay, so that's something. I actually like this. It's by no means my favorite crew. You've got like top tier, S tier cards, Hood Riker, Sakona, Quark, stuff like that. You've got A tier that have their uses, Shelby, Romulan pilot, stuff like that. And then you've got like B, C tier. Klingon Helmsman probably falls in the C tier of usable for a specific purpose. Now, Klingon Helmsman's probably lower C tier, like C minus, but I can find uses for him. I would still probably prefer Admiral Q if I'm going to do an action to flip around to do a come about. However, this does let you go forward and then turn around, whereas Q just flips you around at the end of your maneuver. So there's some flexibility to this. Also, you only ever gain 1 aux power, whereas Q will gain you as many aux power as the speed of your maneuver. Q is more versatile. Klingon Helmsman is essentially only ever going on Klingon ships. So, yeah, Klingon Helmsman, again, I can see potential, but I don't love the Klingon Helmsman. Klingon Tactical Officer. When attacking with your primary weapon during the modified attack dice step, you may disable this card to spend your evade token to convert one of your battle station results into a hit result. Why? Klingons are almost always better off target locking to get offensive quality. Or Drex. And rarely do Klingons evade. It goes against the thematic nature of Klingons. I guess if you move early with low skill, you evade because you have no idea where people are going. And then you see that no one is going to take a shot at you. So late in the round, you still have your evade token hanging out. And so you use this. But that should not be 3 points. Yeah. I just can't get on board with that. And the last card here is Klingon Navigator. During the activation phase, before you move, you may discard this card to disregard your chosen maneuver. Perform any maneuver on your maneuver dial with a speed of 3 or less. Yes, that does include a 3 come about. Treat this maneuver as a red maneuver, so you might as well do a 3 come about or a 3 turn. This one I actually kind of like because you get to react when you move and you go, nope, my maneuver's bad, and I'm gonna do something else. So Klingon Navigator still falls into that C tier, but it's a higher C tier. Yeah. And I kind of feel like maneuver manipulation is something I've talked about, and or is something that's worth its own discussion, like in a Star Trek or Attack Wing 101. So, yeah, Navigator and Helmsman are probably the best cards in this pack. Standby Torpedoes has a potential use. But my overall problem with this pack is that they gave us cards like it was a prize pack, right? This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards, but that's counting a generic captain and a maneuver card. So 8 cards of any substance, and prize packs were giving like 6 or 7. And yeah, that's kind of a short end of the stick. Anyway, that's the Amar. If you can pick one up for cheap, it's worth it. There's something there, but it's not overall good. It's playable. There's some mission potential with it, but yeah, it's just kind of okay. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.